Good evening. After a breather on Friday, the Indian markets resumed its uptrend today, kicking off the last trading week of the year on a positive note. But trading volumes were light due to year-end Christmas holidays. Both the main stock indices closed near the session's high. Another encouraging aspect of today's trade was that the breadth held up pretty well. The Sensex came within a hair's breadth of 16,000, while the Nifty was within striking distance from 4,800. Also, there was hardly any intraday choppiness that one associates with the trading in the F&O expiry week. Markets opened higher and moved further up in the morning trade. The trajectory remained the same throughout the afternoon trade as well as before the final flourish that lifted the indices to the new day's high. India was among the few Asian markets opening for trading today, while the rest were closed for the extended Christmas holidays. Most European markets and US markets are shut today as well. Japanese shares managed to close higher as they resumed trading after Friday's close. The Chinese counterparts ended in the red. Stock indices in Taiwan and South Korea also finished lower. Markets in Asia had hardly any news to respond to except an agreement between Japan and China to strengthen its relation in the financial sector. The trading was underpinned by continued hopes of stability in the US economy due to ongoing worries about the European debt crisis. For our markets too, it was a dull day in terms of new developments, both corporate or otherwise. The war of words between the government and Team Anna Hazare over the Lokpal bill did not have any adverse impact on the market sentiments. Social crusader Anna Hazare left for Mumbai on Tuesday to undertake these 3 days fast. He said he is fit to fast on December 27, 28 and 29. The Parliament will resume the winter session for 3 days to debate the new Lokpal bill that was introduced by the government last week. So expect a lot of fireworks on this front in the remaining part of this week. Coming back to markets, the BSE Sensex was up by 232 points to close at 15,970 and the NSE Nifty was up by 65 points to close at 4,779. Market breadth was favorable as the broader market too participated in the advance. The BSE Small Cap Index and the BSE Mid Cap Index was up by approximately 1% and 0.8% respectively. All the sectoral indices on the BSE were in the positive terrain. Tech and IT indices were the top winners, up by approximately 2% each. Realty, metals, capital goods and consumer durable, oil and gas and power indices were up between 1 to 1.5%. Auto, banking, FMCG and PSU indices were trading modestly higher. The BSE Pharma Index finished just in the red. Shares of telecom service providers Bharti Airtel and Idea Cellular rose after the TDSAT restrained the Department of Telecom from cancelling the inter-circle 3G roaming agreements between the mobile operators. On Friday, the Telecom Ministry had told the carriers they would not be allowed to offer 3G services beyond the zones where they have their own radio airwaves. Shares of GVK Power and Infra jumped after a Business Daily reported that Singapore's airport was likely to buy a 26% stake in GVK's airport business for up to Rs 22 billion. GVK Power, however, denied any such development. Shares of Kingfisher Airlines gained initially due to reports that the company had received Rs 7.5 billion in loans from the Sahara Group. The company denied the news. It ended nearly flat. Zuari Industries shares advanced after reports that it was buying into a rock phosphate mine in Latin America through a new joint venture with Japan's Mitsubishi to ensure assured supply of raw material for making diammonium phosphate. Arcom shares advanced after a national daily reported that the company was in the final stages of talk with private equity firms Carlyle and Blackstone to sell its tower unit. Thin trading often leads to exaggerated intraday gyrations, so one must remain careful and cautious in the next few days. Volatility in the Indian markets may pick up over the next 3-4 sessions due to the F&O expiry on Thursday. Friday will also be an important day as the government will release the latest data on current account gap and fiscal deficit. Both the reports will be out after the markets close. Barring a few reports from the US, not much economic statistics are due from the overseas market this week. Thank you. Wish you have a great evening ahead.